Okay, here's example 4. First thing, again, you don't have to put the grid down, but I definitely want you to put a little rectangle down, and then you would, mark the pieces of information that we know. 1, 2, 3, right? So this is -3, comma 0, right? So I look over here. Yep, check mark. I got that one taken care of. 3, 2 is right over here. So you just put down 3, 2, and then you got 4, -1, right? 4, -1. And then we've got -2, -3. So -2, -3. All right. Now, this problem wants us to prove this thing's a rectangle by the distance formula. And the ones that we have in our homework today are not the distance formula. It's going to say by using slope. Okay, so let me get rid of this and say slope. So how can we use the idea of slope to show that we have first a parallelogram and then second rectangle? Well, check this out. This side, you guys know this information. This would be parallel to this, right? These two sides have to be parallel. And the slope formula is the difference of the y's. So it's going to be like y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So it doesn't matter which point you call point 1 and which one point 2. I'll just say I'm going to call this one point 1 and this one down here point 2. Now, these have negatives in them, so it's going to be a little tricky to deal with the negatives, but I know you guys can handle it. And so I'm going to say the slope of GK, okay, let's do that real quick. The slope of GK is equal to, and here's my formula. So I'm going to say, let's see, this is my Y2 right here. So let me put that little notation down right here. This is Y2, and this one's Y1. So I'm going to take -3 minus 0, and I'm going to put that right up here in the numerator. So -3 minus 0. And in the denominator, I'm going to go x2. So this is x sub 2, and this is x sub 1. Geez, where am I going to put that? X sub 1. And so I'm going to go -2 minus a -3. -2 minus a -3. And that gives me -3 in the numerator. And in the denominator, this would change to a plus, right? The opposite of a negative is a positive. So I got -2 plus 3, which would become 1. And I end up with a slope of -3. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do the slope of the opposite side, HJ. So I go HJ, and I end up with, let's see, I'm going to go negative. That's a 4. Geez, you see if we, oh boy, we don't write neatly, we can't tell what we got. So this is 4 minus, wait, let's do the y's first. Okay, let's do the run. -1 minus a 2. So I get -1 minus 2. Sorry for the brain lock up there. And then 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3. Okay, so we've got 1 in the denominator, and we got -3 in the numerator. And so I've got a -3 slope. Hey, wait a minute. What does that mean? Well, the opposite sides are parallel to each other, right? So boom, we've proven that. Now we're going to prove this side right here is parallel to this one, and then we're almost done. There's one final little conclusion that'll be pretty easy, okay? So let's see. I want to find the slope of HG, okay? And so let's see. I'm going to go 2 minus 0. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. 3 minus a -3, 3 minus a -3, 3 minus a -3. So the denominator comes out to be, 6, and the numerator is 2. That reduces down to 1/3. Okay, circle this guy right here. Now look, this is super, super important. Do you notice how 1/3 is the reciprocal of 3, and the sign went from a negative to a positive? This shows that they're perpendicular. So I'm going to put a little right angle right here. So we said this slope right here is 1/3, right? So let's put that in black. M is what we use often for slope, right? So the slope over here is 1/3, and the slope over here is -3. So we've got a little right angle for sure. Those two are perpendicular right there. Now, we're maybe not completely out of the woods, but we're almost there. We're almost there. So let's do one more here. Slope of the bottom side, KJ. So KJ, and I end up with -1 minus a -3. So -1 minus a -3. And in the numerator, I got 4 minus a -2. So 4 minus a -2. I end up with another 6 in the denominator. I end up with a 2 in the numerator. I've got a slope of 1/3. Let me circle that. I personally would say, look, I have parallel sides, same slope, right? Same slope means parallel. Same means parallel, okay? And then I have this negative reciprocal, which means perpendicular. So really a parallelogram with one right angle is enough information to say that you have a rectangle, because if one of them's a right angle, well, all four of them would be a right angle. So personally, I would stop at that point right there in my work and just say, proven. I've shown you that I've got a rectangle right there. Okay. So thanks for watching video number 3. And now try the last 4 problems in your homework.